right. Greeting. I hope the notification bell is ringing you up. I like to say when you join the party, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. This one right here is educational. I'm going to try to make it inspirational. And we're just going to stall a little bit. Of course, you could always wait till the video come out. It's been taking at least a day and a half to show on YouTube. And I wasn't going to comment on Tahaka Bay because the logic and reasoning is still the same, though. Even though he got the good brother, Melchizedek. And that brother looked good for 88. He's 10 years older than me. And the brother looked better than me. I'm 78. And Melchizedek, Shabazz Allah, is 10 years older than me. He's been appearing all around YouTube in different formats. And some of you might not know it, but he's the keeper of the archives for the Nation of Islam. I'm going to, I hope you don't get angry with me because there's a few points that I'm going to bring out that he made that I disagree with, but nevertheless, thank Allah for one of the oldest members of the Nation of Islam. And, I got comments now. Okay, Brian. Oh, they hitting me up, man. This is the first time. Y'all know that I'm an old school brother, don't know about this technology, but it disappeared. Oh, here we go. Wait, what happened? Oh, what's he yapping? I ain't gonna read all y'all, some of y'all be tripping, man. But I'm talking about the name of this video is Unite. Unite. This is to all my black brothers and sisters that bear the slave names of the masters, the European, Caucasian. Unite and vote for Allah. Tomorrow is election day. And there's power and strength in unity. Now, we're going to get started because I want to teach from Tahaka Bay's video. He posted it not too long ago with Melchizedek. And I've been saying all along that Tahaka Baby going after these so-called black con artists, frauds, he called them. But he never go after the fraudulent Caucasian European Uncle Sam, United States government. See, because you volunteer your money to these brothers that's running a con. But you have to pay taxes to the supreme con man, Uncle Sam, United States government. If you don't, you're subject to get locked up, like Wesley Snipes. But there's a fraudulent methodology that the Caucasian been used ever since the Caucasian uses ever since he founded the United States of America. And I'm not going to point it all out at one time, but we're going to point it out. If you want to be saved from the destruction of America, you best to hear what I'm saying. See, everything so far has been timed for this election. Perfectly timed. You know. They've been fighting over in Palestine, massacring the Palestinians. Now, you know, Palestine is where Jesus, the so-called Jesus, you know, that's where he was born at. You know, they done bombed the hell out of that. And the way they doing it, they're complaining of different people in the United States and other nations are complaining about, you know, they want them to stop doing that because these people are helpless over there. They don't have no weapons, you know, not like Israel, not like the United States. But no one can help them, not even the United Nations. United Nations is helping. They was helping. Some of them are divided now. They was helping the Israelis and the United States. But all this illegal, it's an illegal war, illegal killing. But can't nobody do nothing about it. Now, we wrapped up in this election. For the first time that I noticed, you got black Republicans against black Democrats. They'll go to war with each other, you know, over who gonna vote for the slave master. Some of you like Biden and Kamala Harris. Some of y'all like Trump. I ain't down with neither one of them. I'm with Allah, the supreme being. And he's here. You don't see him, but he's been effective. you know, through the weather. We had some hellified weather over the summer into the fall. Weather like you never seen before, creating financial damage, loss of life, uh, physical damage, property, total shreds, tornadoes, like the Temptations, stepping down the street in harmony, 3 and 4 of them at a time. Never seen that before. And they larger than they used to be. Some of them are miles long. When a storm or a hurricane hit the United States in these times, it'd be enormous. And you feel it almost all over the country. And plagues, have been hitting you in the form of, well, you got the migrants taking over New York, doing havoc, in Texas, just crossing the border when they want to. They're going to have us against some of the migrants, illegal migrants. They just letting them come in, taking over skyscrapers. Now I talk kind of slow. I teach slow because I'm trying to be deliberate in my delivery. So have patience with me. I'm trying to get you to see that we're in a state of being unlike any other times. In the Bible, it mentions certain times, when nations was destroyed. We got a combination of all those times in this time. Plagues, in the form of the thug bug that I called it. You can't hardly mention that word, or they might shut your channel down. You can't hardly mention the Israelis. They might shut your channel down. They've been shutting me down for the past 9 months. They'll give me 90 days. Then they gave me 90 days, three different times. I just got off of a 90 day. So I got about 2 or 3 new videos. And we are divided against each other. Well, if you're divided, you ain't gonna, if you don't consider yourself a nation, and you saying every man for himself, that's the kind of attitude you got. Well, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. What you see over in Palestine and over there in the so-called Middle East, due to the migrant invasion, it's gonna be like that over here, because they letting the invasion happen. So they could break out martial law. And the King Alfred, renew the King Alfred plan. Bring in the National Guard while they fighting over there in Palestine. The ultimate aim is to conquer Africa. So they have to divide and conquer because there's more black people on the planet than it is them. And it's getting to be more black people in the United States, especially with all the migrants and, brown and black people, Mexicans, and the ones that's over here illegally. But they want us to fight them, see. If you notice how they rolling in Chicago, they ready to fight, those migrants. But it's been the plan all the time to divide and conquer the black man and black woman. So most of us is Christians. And some of us is Muslims. But the Christians are broke up into sects. You got the Baptists, you got the Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventists. They don't get along. Then you got the Muslims. You got the Sunni, the Shiite, and other different names. Then within the Nation of Islam, you got those that follow Master Farad Muhammad and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And you got those that follow Scientology. And they broke up into sects against each other. Then you got the Moors. The Moors say they are Muslims. But now they fighting each other due to this brother here. He got Allah and the person of Master Farad Muhammad against Noble Drew Ali. And then there are the Garveyites, those that follow Marcus Garvey. Some of them are against the NOI. We are broke up into fragments. There's no unity nowhere. But now when those white Klan police get to shooting you, they don't ask whether or not if you are a Muslim or a Christian. They don't know. They don't ask you if you're a Moor or the Nation of Islam Muslim. They just get to shooting you. They don't ask if you are a Hebrew Israelite. They jack you up too. They jack up anything that's black and brown. When they feel like it. Now, they've been out the news lately jacking up black people. You haven't heard about them shooting nobody 1,000 times, but you can believe it goes on because the news is controlled. When they want you to focus in on something right now, they want you to zero in on this election. They don't want you to know about all the crimes they're committing over in Palestine, over in Africa. They don't want you to know that. So they put up P. Diddy. And other entertainers that they want you to focus on. They don't want you to even think about the election. Then they bring in the sports. You're more interested in baseball, football, boxing than you are in how they tricking you. And then you got these bourgeois brothers, agents who you focus on Umar Johnson. They want you to focus on other brothers. I can't name them all, but they want you to focus on other brothers that's conning you out your money. These brothers just focusing on that. The Huckabee just focusing in on it's the NOI legitimate. Why don't you ask it's the U.S. government legitimate? What makes them legitimate? All the war crimes that they done did against you, black man, black woman. When they brought us over here as slaves, but first it was a war crime. Anytime you go over to another land and kidnap someone or either trick them into getting on that boat, and then once you get on the boat, you can't get off the boat, and then they started putting chains on you while you're on the boat and start mistreating you while you're on the boat, it becomes a war crime. You become a prisoner of war. Then once they get you over here, they condition you, take away your name, your culture, who you really are, give you their names and their mind of corruption. So they teach you corruption. It took 400 years for them to get it in you. Now you got the Bloods against the Crips, and the Crips against the Bloods. You got the dope man selling you dope. But you don't have to buy the dope, but you buy it. You don't have to be an alcoholic. You don't have to do that. That's that choice you make. And then it overpowers you, and then that becomes your God. You can't do nothing without a drink, or you can't do nothing without getting high. So enters Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. He comes in, tells you who you really are, tells you that you don't have to get high. You don't have to listen to the dictates of your slave master and his children, because you're the original man. But y'all so brainwashed into the mindset of the slave master, because he done made you think that he your God. He put, can you see that? He put this image of this white man in the clouds. Y'all really do believe that you could defy gravity, and float on a cloud? Else he wouldn't have made this picture. So y'all say, well, color don't matter. Well, color didn't matter. Why he make himself white? Not only that, all these down here is white. Have y'all ever thought about that? Doesn't that make sense? What I'm saying, do it make sense? So Master Farad Muhammad, he come to tell you that you are the original Asiatic black man, and to unite with your brother. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, see this picture right here of a black man holding hands with his brother across the water, across the United States to unite. Then he forms a group of men, right here, you can't hardly see it. See the FOI soldiers? White man got scared as hell when he when he seen that. You see? And he had to break it up. Now he got the Bloods and the Crips against each other. Now we trying to get the Hebrew Israelites against his black brother, the FOI. We trying to get the Moors against the FOI. We trying to get the Christians against the Muslims. They say the Muslims ain't practicing the right religion. But Master Farah Muhammad was getting brothers off of dope, getting brothers out of jail, make sure they won't go back, you know, giving them a sense of morality and righteousness. And y'all hate the brother, y'all hate Allah and the person of Master Farah Muhammad for doing that. Is you some kind of a nut? A white man ain't gonna tell, the devil Caucasian ain't gonna tell you that you God and that you the original man of the planet Earth and everything comes from you. If he was trying to destroy you, he ain't gonna tell you that. But someone trying to build up your someone that's trying to build you up instead of tear you down, that's exactly what they're gonna say. They're gonna say that you are the original man. And every people comes from you. You are the mother and father of civilization. There never was a time that you was a caveman. Walked around on all fours grunting. But the white man tell you he was a caveman. And he did also tell you that caveman was the first man. But then the white Christians say that Adam and Eve was the first man, and they were white. Two white people can't make no black people. It's been proven through time that they can't do it. Unless if they want a black or brown baby, yellow baby, they gotta mate with a black or brown or yellow, red or whatever baby. Brothers say colors don't matter. Colors come from the vibration rays of the sun. That's nature. And black is not a color, it's the essence of color. All colors are in black. And before there was light, there was black. It was black, pitch black. See, I'm using these brothers right here to teach off of. Now, Melchizedek, all Tahaka Bay is trying to do is build up his numbers. You know. And he's also trapping Melchizedek. And Melchizedek don't know it. Because the questions he asked, for example, he asked Melchizedek, was he a 5% nation of Islam, or the a member of the nation of gods and earth? And his foundation is that of the Nation of Islam. He was a FOI around the time Malcolm and them all was there. Then around the time Brother Clarence X left the Nation of Islam, Melchizedek left. And I guess he got with the 5% nation, or now they call themselves the they call themselves now the Nation of Gods and Earth. Because they teach out of the Supreme Wisdom Lesson book. But they don't recognize Master Farad as the one they don't recognize Master Farad Muhammad as the one who wrote this. They recognize themselves as Muslims. Now I'm reading from the opening page of the Supreme Wisdom Lesson book. And it reads like this. It says, the following is the original rules of instruction to the laborers of Islam. So the members were first called laborers. And the title of Muslim given by our Savior, and the title of Muslim given by our Savior before his departure. Now, he the one that wrote this book, the Supreme Wisdom Lessons. So they don't recognize him because of his complexion. He looked white. They don't recognize him as being black because his mother was white, but his daddy was black. And if the seed is black, which only could come from the man, you are black. But if you have a brown germ or brown seed or white seed, which comes from the Caucasian, and that Caucasian marries a black woman or a brown woman, or whatever, and have a baby, the baby is considered half original. Now, we're not using the term, when we say half original, we're not using the term of black, any colors right there. Because black means original. Because in the beginning, everything was pitch black. Before Allah said, let there be light. Am I right? Everything was pitch black. So Allah came from that pitch black. We don't know how long that took It goes back. You can't clock it. Trillions and trillions of years. So we say there's no beginning and there's no ending for the black man. And everything in the universe has got a circle to it. It's a circle. Your head is like a circle. Your eyeballs is a circle. The earth is like a circle. Not a perfect circle. Your head is not a perfect head, circle head. Your DNA, your molecules are like a circle. You know, everything is in that circle mode. You know, in a circle, there's no ending and there's no beginning. Well, you say you got to have a starting point when you make the circle, right? Yeah, but once you could connect the starting point to the ending point, it becomes solid. It's connected, so there's no ending and there's no beginning because it's connected. See, you got to use common sense. I mean, I wouldn't even call it common sense, man. You just got to use divine understanding, comprehension, and you got to internalize things, you know. So, Tahaka Bay, his whole show is made up of calling out these con men. And he's trying to say that the Nation of Islam is a fraudulent organization plagiarized from the Moors. That's separating us, man. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey were righteous brothers. Now, Brother Minister Eric Muhammad made the comment that Allah didn't back Noble Drew Ali or Marcus Garvey. Why? Why did Brother Eric say that? Because shortly after Noble Drew Ali started up the Moorish Science Temple, he got murdered or killed or assassinated or something happened to him where he died. And they say one of the brothers on the inside killed him. But it's still a mystery. It's unsolved. But Allah protected the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to complete his mission. They tried to kill and jail and everything, but they couldn't do it. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was protected by Allah until he completed his mission. Same with Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey, in the middle of him getting his mission off the ground, he put a Jew inside. I mean, can I say a so-called Jew inside, which is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said they're Jews, his organization, and got, well, right after he did that, he got charged with some crimes, and he went to jail. When he got out of jail, they deported him, and then shortly after that, he died. So he never did complete his mission because he didn't have enough knowledge of who he was and who the guy was. Even though he was raised, he was taught by uh, a brother. You know what? I can't recall that brother's name, so I'm gonna get off of that. He was a Muslim, and he had a newspaper over in Egypt. So anyway, these brothers, Marcus Garvey said he was a Christian, and he called himself a Negro. If he would have had the knowledge that Allah gave to Master Farad Muhammad, gave to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he wouldn't have called himself a Christian or a Negro. And Noble Drew Ali, he wrote a Quran called The Circle Seven. And so anyway, they was dividing and trying to conquer back then because they don't want the black man to unite and come together. So their science was to separate the man from the woman, the child from the father, the grandfather from the, if you notice, white people, they put they old elders in a nursing home. We didn't do that. Our elders ran the village until we came over here, and then we started doing what they did, putting our elders in a nursing home. So I want to thank y'all for listening. We're gonna go a little deeper into what I'm trying to get you to see is that this election, you got a few influential black people. They are boule. Now that term boule, Steve Coakley came up with that term, and he investigated it and researched it. And you got some bougie black people. Most of them are Greeks into sororities. Man, I messed that word up. Anyway, they are almost like a junior Illuminati, and they are gatekeepers for the white man. That's what that word means, boule. And they form societies like the NAACP. A lot of Masons, black Masons, are boule. So they send agents in among every organization it is to divide and conquer, into every black organization. They watch you from the day you are born. They watch you. They got eyes on you. It tells you that in the Bible. You got, when they say it was a creature with 1,000 eyes or something, they talking about the Caucasian watching you, watching your every move. They follow you all through kindergarten, through graduation. Some of y'all don't know this, but it's true. And they persuade you to join the government So they hire, they go around, the government go around hiring. More than 50% of the black population work for the U.S. government in some capacity. They approached me one day, asked me, they said, fill out this application. I rejected it. They got my mom, though. See? This is a book right here, a registration book for the Nation of Islam. It goes back to 1947. Now, 1946, I was born into the teachings in the Nation of Islam because my mama registered me. When I got a little older, she registered me. But while she was pregnant, she was going to the meets. Now her brother and Malcolm X, they were friendly. They hung out with each other. The whole family hung out with my uncle and my mother. My mother know Malcolm's whole family. She worked in a restaurant, in a Muslim restaurant, and Malcolm worked alongside her, and my uncle did too. Her sister, my mother's sister, started up the temple in St. Louis. She was a seamstress, and she made clothes for the Nation of Islam. My mother was also a seamstress, and she didn't make clothes for the Nation of Islam, but she made clothes for me and my pops. My grandmother, my mother's mother, was an MGT in the Nation of Islam. So I was kicking it with the nation up until the point of age 7. My mother she fell out and left just like Clarence X left. She fell out with one of the brothers, and she fell out with her own brother, and left the nation and took me out of it too. But she went right back to eating pork. She went right back to drinking, smoking, celebrating Christmas and all the holidays. She went back hard. And just before she died, I got it on one of my videos, me interviewing my mother before she died. And she gave a little history of how she ate dinner with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And she said that she was a Muslim. But she lived to be about, I think she was 92, something like that. But I got out of it, so I don't know. I remember that was around the time Melchizedek and Malcolm the time I'm speaking of, that's the time I think they got in it. Because it was in the 50s, I think. I don't know what time Melchizedek, when he entered. I think he said it was the 60s or something. But he got the wisdom of that time. And I don't. I didn't get back until the messenger, I started getting back interested in it in 1975. My wife, at that time, we were just courting each other. Her mother used to take Muhammad Speaks, and a brother named James X used to give her fish and Muhammad Speaks. And he came to the house one day when I was over visiting then my girlfriend. My wife's name was Mary Ann. And he came in there and he was talking about, he showed the headlines, and it was, you know, the time when the messenger passed away. And he broke down and started crying. And he gave a long speech, and it touched my heart. So before he left out, I said, you know, my whole family, you know, I used to be in the nation. And but my uncle always kept me informed. My uncle would hunt me down no matter where I'm at, try to get me to get with him, you know, because I was on the wild during that period of time. And so I feel like it was a blessing what happened. Well, what was the odds of me being over my girlfriend's house, who I didn't had a the slight idea, the faintest idea that this brother was delivering them Muhammad Speaks and fish. I didn't know she was, because you know they ate pork and stuff, you know. But her mother would take by the Muhammad Speaks, wouldn't practice nothing that she read in it, but she took it from him, you know, because she kind of halfway believed it, I guess. And from that right there, that's what got me back started. It was a long journey. At the end, I ended up getting with John Muhammad, the spiritual and blood brother of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, almost up until he died, because I had a radio and a television program. And he had a show, the Journal of Truth inside my program. I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but he was Farrakhan and Supreme Minister John Muhammad. They didn't get along. And I found out, you know, a whole lot about Minister Farrakhan. But I still didn't know about him getting with Scientology. I must have missed that lecture with him. I think I did, because you know I'll be on the radio at the same time. Supreme Minister be, you know, I was on the radio on a Sunday. The same time they be giving temple meetings, you know, and some of the meetings, a lot of the meetings, I was missing. That's why I invited him to come on the program after the temple meetings. But a lot of times he would send his national representative, Minister Sami, on there. During this time, Marvin Muhammad, the Supreme Challenge, he came on. He had Marvin Muhammad, the so-called Son of Man, had a spot, a show on the same station, which was run by a black man. His name was R.J. Watkins. He owned it. But I was on there longer than, I was on there about 9 years before Marvin Muhammad came on there. And he challenged the Supreme Minister John Muhammad. You know, divided and conquered. So our PT was an agent right away. What he was saying didn't make no sense. So Minister Dawood Muhammad, I used to be with them until I found out that Farrakhan was actually he was a hypocrite, you know. And so Dawood Muhammad, he came on the station, and he had a show on there. Silas had a minister on. First, I interviewed Silas minister. I forgot. I think the brother's name was Abdullah, or something like that. They ended up killing that brother. Somebody killed him. He had a store on the Avenue of Faction. I think he was selling a bakery. He had a bakery. And they came in and like it was a robbery and shot him dead. You know? So it was a whole lot of division back then. There was a brother named Levi Kareem, that used to be a part of Supreme Minister John Muhammad's. He was a captain, I think. Then he broke off from him, due to the comment his wife made about the Supreme Minister. And he formed his own temple. And they were clashing, Supreme Ministers FOI and Levi Kareem. And I had them, invited both of them on my program and tried to get them together to unite, like I'm doing now. I'm trying to get y'all to unite. Or I was trying to get them on a local level to unite. But it never did happen. But guess what? They over there now, but not Minister Kareem. He's out of his own temple. I'm not going to go into why he's out or nothing like that. But he's no longer minister of his own temple. It's a brother named Khalid that took his spot. So we are divided. So how can you teach anything? And every time you have a temple meeting or whatever on YouTube, brothers is contradicting each other. Now you can't be, I don't think you can be, if they doctrine talking about nation of gods and earth, is that they don't believe in Master Farad Muhammad. They believe in, they understand Elijah, but they don't call themselves Muslims. I don't think you could be divided amongst yourself like that. You got to be one or the other, a Muslim. But you say you can't be a Muslim and a God at the same time. You either a God or a Muslim. They say a Muslim is a follower. But check it out, man. Allah is a follower. He got to follow his own laws. He can't make laws and don't follow his own laws. If you're the head of the house and you lay down your laws, but you don't go by your own laws, then you're a hypocrite of your own self. You can't chastise nobody else if you ain't following, if you ain't practicing what you preach. So you got to submit to your own self, your own laws. But you're still a God, though. God only means the possessor of power and force. Now, when you master the power and force, then you like Master Farad Muhammad. But we ain't mastered that yet, and we ain't righteous all the way. We could only get to be 80 or 90% righteous, but we can't be 100% righteous yet. But we more than half righteous. So you can't follow two masters. You're going to hate one and love the other. You can't follow the United States flag and God, whatever name you call him, Jesus, Jehovah, whatever, and God too. Now I'm going to read something. Then I'm going to close this one down because I don't want to make it too long. We're going to come back with part two. Something I got as soon as I find it out the Bible. Here it go right here. It's in the Bible, the New Testament, Mark 14, Mark, called The Plot to Kill Jesus. It was 2 days before the Passover and the festival of unleavened bread. The chief priests and the scribes were looking for a way to arrest Jesus. Now we're talking about the Jews now, the ones that's creating havoc over in Palestine. They bombed the hell out of Palestine. So this goes back a long way, don't it? It said they wanted to arrest Jesus by the stealth and kill him. Not only did they want to arrest Jesus, they wanted to kill him. For they said, not during the festival, or there may be a riot among the people. So they wanted to kill Jesus, man. You see what I'm saying? Now, they were study trying to trap Jesus, study trying to get Jesus to commit sedition. So we're going to go to Matthew 22, verse 15. The question about paying taxes. Then the Pharisees went and plotted to entrap him, talking about Jesus, in what he said. So they sent their disciples to him along with the Herodians, saying, "Teacher, We know that you are sincere and teach the way of God in his accordance with truth, and show difference to no one. For you do not regard people with partiality. Tell us then what you think it lawful to pay taxes. Check that out. To the emperor or not. Man, that's deep right there. And he said, but Jesus, aware of their malice, said, why are you putting me to the test? This is not the King James version. This is what version is this? I got the King James, but I'm reading it from another version. He said, you hypocrites, show me the coin used for the taxes. And they brought him a denarius. Then he said to them, whose head is this and whose title? And they answered, the emperor's. Then he said to them, give therefore to the emperor the things that are the emperor's, and to God the things that are God's. When they heard this, they were amazed, and they left him and went away. Now, how do you understand that? How do you understand that? Well, I'm going to tell you. Now, this here is a copy headline of a newspaper clippings. It's called the Under Executive Order of the President. This was a issue April the 5th, 1933. Now, I done read this many times before, but maybe some of you are new to the channel. All persons are required to deliver on or before May the 1st, 1933. All gold coins, gold bullion, and gold certificate now owned by them to the Federal Reserve Bank branch or agency, and to any member bank of the Federal Reserve System. Now, what I read about Jesus in the Bible coincides with this newspaper clipping. But check this out. It says gold certificates may be identified by the word gold certificate. Now, criminal penalties for violating this executive order, $10,000 fine or 10 years imprisonment, or both, as provided by the Section 9 in order. So you had to give up your gold or silver to the Federal Reserve, which runs the Congress right now. You pay taxes. You in trillions and trillions of dollars worth of debt. So that tells you that the money that they print up, they loan it to you. Now that came out that's what Jesus was talking about. The money that you see with the face. Let me get one of these. Let me get one of these Federal Reserve notes. Do I got one? Yeah, I got one. I'm gonna get one of these Federal Reserve notes out of here. On all they denominations, we got in all these denominations, you got a white man's picture on there. You ain't are they presidents? This is what this election is about. I'm trying to connect the two to show you that it's all a big trick. See, Tahaka Bay, he probably know about it. He probably, I don't know if he worked for him or what, but he trying to keep us divided. But he ain't telling you about the trick, the big fraud. See, that's a Federal Reserve note. That's a $5 bill with Lincoln, the one that supposed to have freed your ass. This here is Big Ben. I guess they respected Ben more than they respect Lincoln. They like Lincoln because he tried to free you or something. He was pretending like he was freeing you. They didn't like him. And who else? They mustn't have liked George Washington either, because he only got $1. But Ben, man, Ben, now all of them was Masons. So now Ben, that dude right there, or Andrew Jackson, he on the 20. The Texans, the Southerners like this dude right here, because he didn't want the Illuminati to get a hold into the United States. See, them the ones that's down with Trump, the ones that don't want the Illuminati to rule, but they don't know that Trump got to go. He got to do the bidding of the Illuminati. He want them to think that he ain't down with them, because he down with Israel. But see, the white people just don't want the black man to come up. They don't want the black man. So they trying to hold the black man down while fighting amongst themselves. See, they want to see which one gonna rule you, because they can't let you get no rule in. That's why they divide and conquer you. Got you fighting amongst yourself. You see? Can y'all understand that? Y'all don't see that, do you? It's hard for the haters, and then you got some government agents in the chat room. You got some government agents in the chat room tripping. And you got some white people in there tripping. That's why I don't read it. Well, they took my my chat room away. I don't see nothing now. But I thank all of y'all for getting with it. Y'all know I make sense. Y'all know y'all can't dispute that. That dollar, that Federal Reserve note is what Jesus was talking about. They loan you the money. It ain't got no backing with it anyway. It's just the gold don't back it no more. If you want an ounce of gold, you gotta pay about $2,000. So they trying to sell you gold for $2,000. But check this out. Can you pay your bills with a gold coin? Can you pay Comcast with a gold coin? You can only use this paper dollar. Can you buy groceries with a gold coin? I don't think you can do that because they got to make sure the gold is for real. And they got to go through the process of establishing the fact that the gold coin that you gave them is real. Because a lot of times they don't know if a fake ass dollar, a bill is real. They got to look up at it, look up at the markings on it. But they got ways to tell if it's real. But how can you be in a store, a busy store, and somebody give you gold for a bag of beans or some eggs? How can you tell if that gold fake or not, fake gold or not? Ain't no way. You probably have to go through some kind of chemical analysis. You see? So you can't buy no food with gold. You can't pay no bills with gold. But you can pay bills with a Bitcoin. Yeah, because it's online. And now you can pay bills online. Yeah, but all they got to do is pull the plug and the screen gonna go blank. And by the time they put the screen back in order, you ain't got no money in your wallet. So they run a game on you, fool. And see, y'all so busy talking about Puff Daddy a billionaire. He in the same game you in. That's why they freezing his money. You know, trying to put him in jail. They only gonna let you get so far, but they handling trillions, man. They handling trillions of dollars worth of debt that they gonna get from from the future generations. You know, that's how they gonna pay it. You a human resource. You know, you back up the dollar. You back up not the gold, but you, because gold don't back it up no more. So you back it up just like you did in slavery. It's the same thing, but it's on a more sophisticated level. They're using technology to enslave you. So Melchizedek, you know, he's in a good position. But when he say that each how the nation should work now is that a temple in each city is no more one person that run the nation of Islam. But it's not a nation now. If you say it like that, it's not a nation. If just your temple in that city run it, if the minister, y'all elect a minister, that's not gonna work, man. Because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna illustrate this in the next video though. What it's saying is supreme wisdom. Melchizedek say it ain't no dictatorship. What is Allah then? Is Allah not here? Do you believe that Allah is here even though you don't see him? He's the dictator. Because look, Donald B. Elijah Muhammad they say, who's coming out, who's gonna be your successor? And Donald B. Elijah Muhammad said, the only one coming after me is God himself. God is a dictator. He laid down the laws. He the one that made the law, the supreme wisdom. He the one that made the laws. Either you follow them or you don't. And suffer the consequences if you don't. That's a dictator, man. But it's righteous. It brings about freedom, justice, and equality. And freedom, justice, and equality brings about divine order. And divine order brings about peace. So I'm going to close this one down and stay tuned for the next one. We're going to go to I'm going to bring up the supreme wisdom. And we're going to go to the original rules of instructions. And we're going to break that down. So stay tuned for the next one. In the meantime, let me read this to you. My word is my bond. I will give my life before my word shall fail. Now, this is what the Supreme Minister John Muhammad had us say while we were marching. I am a FOI soldier in the Nation of Islam. My duty is to unite my people, black people, and protect the women and children of my nation. Now, let me tell you, suppose the white man do decide to start doing us like he did the Palestinians. How you going to protect your women and children or your nation? Who going to just punk out? Who just going to punk out? Who going to be coward and punk out? You don't have no organized, you're not organized. See, an organized lie can beat an unorganized truth every time. Just like organized crime. Organized crime going strong. That's the United States. They organize crime. You see? So you're going to go out and vote this, for one or the other, and you voting your own destruction. How come y'all not calling on Jesus? See, Master Farah Muhammad is Jesus. He's the Christ. He's the Mahdi. He's the Messiah. Yeah, that's who they're talking about in the Bible, in Revelation. That's Master Farah Muhammad. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he's to live for 400 years. You see what I'm saying? So they're tricking you into hating yourself. See, all this make you hate yourself, but you think you ain't hating yourself. But all that enviness and jealousy and hate, you got that from your slave master, from the white man right now. So we gonna check this one down. If you can't protect the women and children, you ain't in no shape. They come in your neighborhood just like they was going through the Palestine neighborhood, and every little neighborhood, bombing the hell out of every neighborhood. And see, Hamas ain't nothing but a front. This where they had to have an excuse to attack Iran. So last October, not this last, October before last, on October the 7th, that's Nabi Elijah Muhammad's birthday. Hamas, they say Hamas attacked them and took hostages. They went right next door underground in the caves with the hostages. And so Israelis say, we want our hostages back, but we're going to kill up everybody that we see in sight, even our own people. They just started killing, man. And Hamas still there, but the Palestinians is disappearing fast, man, woman, and child. They bombing hospitals, bombing water facilities, food. They won't let food come in. They just don't went crazy. Now suppose they go to the ghettos, you know. Suppose they do that in Chicago. Suppose they do that in Harlem. Because you're surrounded by the suburbs. And you're going to have some brothers fighting with them. Just like they got black soldiers over there now fighting. They sent a squad of them over there fight. A couple of them got murdered over there not too long ago. You know, they were somewhere over in the so-called Middle East. You unorganized, you fighting each other. You know, some guys come home and kill their girlfriend up because they jealous, trying to control. Some people kill their little babies up, accidentally leave a gun out, and the baby get it and shoot itself, or the other children shoot him. You know, we taking fentanyl, ODing off of fentanyl. We alcoholics. You know, we ain't worth shit. The alcoholic can't fight. He, a heroin addict can't fight. He over there nodding out. You ain't in shape, man. And you say, well, I got my 45, I got my GAT, I got my AK. You don't make bullets. You run out of bullets. You don't know how to make bullets. You don't know how to make a weapon. And then when you get the weapon, you buy it from them. They can make a malfunction blow up in your face. When you squeeze that trigger, it'll blow up. They set a booby trap in there. See, you trust a man too much. And you don't trust yourself. You don't trust Master Farah Muhammad. But this is how he was teaching the Nation of Islam at one time. But the Nation of Islam became infiltrated. Then you got Wallace, and then you got Malcolm. People keep it on, believe when the Donovan Elijah Muhammad was talking to, after Malcolm got killed, and he was talking to the journalists and the news people, white news people. He told them, he said, Allah has something to do with Malcolm. Either you're going to believe in the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Master Farah Muhammad, or you ain't. And you gotta, like Mel Shasdak say, you gotta teach Elijah word for word, just like he told it. But y'all don't do that. Y'all blame Malcolm on each other. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad blamed it on Master Farah Muhammad, Allah. Because Malcolm went straight to the enemy. Went straight to the white man on his news channel and said that he went to the domestic life of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was taught by Master Farah. First, he was believing it. Then we got letters where Malcolm was saying that he always believed in, you know, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Master Farah Muhammad. But some came over him. So anyway, this is Black Light. You know, we're going to continue, hopefully. But remember, you better vote for Allah. And make sure that you share this video so you could pass it to some of your brothers and sisters that believe in this venomous snake pit. Even Donald Trump called it a swamp. But Donald Trump a part of the swamp. He think he the better part of the swamp. Nah, he the swamp, man. They just trying to see who gonna control you, man. This is Black Light saying Assalamu alaikum. Have a peaceful, nice sleep and an early morning rise, brothers. And remember, this brother right here, keep that brother under suspect. Not Melchizedek. Melchizedek is cool with me. We just disagree on certain points, but Tahaka Bay, sly, man, he's slick. What I'm telling Tahaka Bay, man, your arms are too short to box with Master Farad Muhammad. It's looking good for you now, brother, but you better get with Master Farad. We Muslims, right? And we want for our brother what we want for ourselves. Or is you lying about that? And we don't squabble in public, but we've been doing it so long, I have to come out. I'm not squabbling with you. See, I ain't gonna get in no platform and argue with you. I got my own platform, you know, and I could comment. I'm not arguing, I'm commenting. Assalamu alaikum. Sugar and sugar, salt is soft. If you didn't get off, it ain't my fault. Oh, truth should be told and not sold. I'm Black Light, the kind of flavor to save you and the kind of knowledge you won't get in college. Assalamu alaikum.